Hello Aries, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Aries. Let's jump on in. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards first, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. So first, start out the reading. I want to see what it is that you guys have been dealing with. This is for Aries recent past. Ooh, okay. Seeker of truth with spiritual gifts. You have parting ways. Okay. This is interesting. So the Seeker of Truth card says you can feel the hidden truth behind your circumstances, and then spiritual gifts says you are in the process of developing and fine-tuning your spiritual gifts. I feel like you have a deeper calling. But I feel like this deeper calling requires you to move away from what is comfortable. And I think that is like the biggest thing holding you back, because intuitively, I feel like you're really drawn to something. I don't know if it's a line of work. I don't know if it's like a different state. Like, I don't know. It's like intuitively you're being really drawn towards something. But I feel like the biggest thing, again, holding you back is that it would require you to walk away from something that is comfortable but not aligned. Now, it's interesting too, because I feel like this is something you've been battling with for a while. This doesn't feel like something that's new. This is something that, like, you've known this, like you've known that there's a deeper calling, or you've known that you were meant to do something, but there's so much doubt around it that it's like you've talked yourself out of it so many times. And maybe it has to do with like spiritual gifts, whether it's like, I don't know, tarot or Reiki or I mean, it could literally be anything. I don't want to label it, because I feel like it could be so many different things, because, you know, spiritual gifts don't just have to be certain things in the spiritual field. I think that people can have spiritual gifts that, you know, extend beyond that. So I don't know. I feel like it's like, yeah, this calling toward more, but so much doubt around it. Current energy toward Aries. That was weird. Current energy for Aries. Energy healer, weird. So literally, like, yeah, Reiki or something like that. But there's more to it than that. And then energy healer, healing with nature, and then obsession. There's a lot of overthinking around taking some sort of step or pursuing some sort of path. And that overthinking has kept you from making any move at all. And I think that, you know, it's one of those things where so many dreams or paths end up not coming to fruition because we wait for the time whenever everything aligns perfectly and we're just all so ready and there's no doubt and there's no fear. But that time never really comes. And sometimes we end up holding ourselves back from the things that we really desire because we're waiting almost for like permission from the universe to say, yes, do this, or yes, this is the right thing. And in reality, we really need to be waiting for, or not waiting for, but we need to start embodying the courage to take certain steps in the directions that our heart really desires. So it feels like your heart's being called in a certain direction. There's a lot of overthinking around it, but this reading is definitely saying, like, yes, this is the right path for you. This is interesting. This also feels like a very specific reading for somebody who maybe is really, really needing, I don't know, to pursue. I don't know if it's a career or Because yeah, it's time to get out of your head and back into your heart. It's like you've been disconnected from yourself, like disconnected from purpose, from passion. It's time to reconnect with that, with all of that. What does Aries need to know moving forward? So interesting that I mentioned Reiki and then energy healer came out. Increase. It's like if you were to pursue this path, you would see an increase in your abundance. It might come with a dip, but things would eventually increase. And I think that, yeah, so it's like leaving a job, like a 9 to 5, to like start a business or something. It's like you're afraid that you wouldn't have what you need, but you would have what you need. In fact, you'd have more than what you have now if you pursued this path. I don't know what this is about. Metamorphosis, shooting star. You're about to step into your fullest potential. Like the caterpillar that emerges from its cocoon, you're about to get your wings. It's like, yeah, maybe it's like the space that you've been in. It's not necessarily that you've been in the wrong place. I feel like you've outgrown a certain role in your life or like a certain place, and you're ready to move closer toward your soul's calling here. And if you're not aware of what that is, I feel like maybe it does have something to do with being like a spiritual teacher, an energy healer, something like that. If not, it could be something outside of that. I don't want to label it. I think that whoever needs to hear energy healer will heal it or will hear it. But for those of you who that doesn't resonate with, it could be something different. Because it's almost like, yeah, it's like you keep telling yourself, I'm not ready to do this, I'm not ready to do this. And it's like, you're never going to be ready. You're ready when you decide, like, now's the time. Like, that time is never just going to come. But I definitely feel like with this metamorphosis, it's like you've been in this cocoon energy, maybe a lot of healing, a lot of growth, and it's kind of time to really, to do it, to, like, do the damn thing. I don't necessarily know what the damn thing is, but Spirit really wants you to do it. So, let's see. Overall theme of this reading for Aries. It's like the abundance will come because you're meant to do this. Like the world needs this, whatever this is. So the abundance will come. Overall theme of the reading for Aries. Emotions are running high. I don't know if it's like a decision, especially if there's a lot of fear around it. Yeah, because adjustments are required. It's like there's a lot of fear around this, or a lot of, again, like self-doubt. We can't let that self-doubt hold you back. I mean, I know that's easier said than done, but yeah, I feel like whatever this is, it's so aligned with you. And maybe this is about starting to find clarity around what that even is. I feel like you know, because back here, it kind of feels like intuitively you've been feeling this desire for change or for wanting to do this or pursue this or whatever it is. And like, I don't know, maybe this is just like taking the first step toward it, seeing what happens. All right, recent past for Aries, seeker of truth with spiritual gifts. What does Aries need to know about this? It's like, yes, this is the right path. Spirit's like, it's almost like I get this feeling, Spirit's like, I don't know how many times you want me to tell you this is the right path. Just freaking walk it. Not like really, like not from a place of frustration, but just like, yes, it's the right path. Like, yes. Yes, 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 yes. You gotta go for it here. Recent past for Aries, seeker of truth with spiritual gifts. Ego. Ego's keeping you trapped in familiar. and what's familiar and what's comfortable. And I feel like maybe that's what it is you're like, well, this is okay. Like, I hate this job, but it's fine. It pays the bills. Or I hate this, this situation that I'm in. It's really unfulfilling, but it's whatever. It's fine. And it's just like you've been stuck in this. Yeah, it's time to make a decision, Aries. It's time to make a decision. And I feel like you keep punting this decision off to the future. That's a future Aries problem. That's a future Aries problem. But it's like the future is now. I don't know necessarily what this is talking about, but I do definitely feel like it's new and exciting, but it's also, again, it's requiring you to move away from what's comfortable and what's predictable. And I think that that's the biggest thing holding you back, is there's a lot of unknown associated with this decision and a lot out of your control in association with it too, which ego hates the unknown, right? It wants what is predictable. It wants what is controllable. And we all have an ego, so it's not to say, oh my gosh, you're such an egotistical person, because that's not what I'm saying. We all have an ego, and your ego's primary goal is survival. It's going to do whatever it can to keep you alive. And sometimes what that means is working a 9-to-5 that you hate just to pay the bills. Sometimes that means staying in an unfulfilling relationship because you're afraid you can't have anything better, right? But I do definitely feel like this is spirit asking you to move in the direction of your soul and to allow the ego to freak out. And that's the thing, your ego is going to freak out. You're going to have the fear, you're going to have the stress, that's just going to happen. But your soul is calling you in a certain direction for a reason. It's like the answer is yes, this is the right path, but you have to choose it. You have to make that decision. Current energy for Aries, energy healer with obsession. You're in your head about it, overthinking every which way. What could go wrong? What could go right? It's too much. I don't know. There's so much there. And it's like, you got to stop overthinking. And again, it's so much easier said than done. But stop thinking and start doing. That's what it feels like. Less thought, more action. Current energy for Aries. Didn't want to come out. It's like, whatever this decision is, it's inevitable. It's like you're meant to make it, but you keep avoiding it. You keep avoiding making the decision. Maybe because of all the things that would follow, right? The unknown, the uncomfortable emotions that come with the unknown, and that's so understandable. But it's not going to be any easier in the future. I've had conversations with clients about this. It's like, well, I've got, all of this going on, and it just doesn't feel like the right time. And, I'll start to ask, what would the right time look like? And it's a really hard question to answer, because it's like, well, I guess I don't really know, because there's always going to be things. There's always going to be reasons to not start the business, to not go after the things that your heart desires, to not prioritize yourself, to not take care of yourself, to not start the fitness journey, whatever it is. There's always going to be decisions, there's always going to be factors that's going to make you go, well, maybe now's not the right time. It literally comes down to the fact that it is a decision. Creating the life that you desire, pursuing your soul, your soul's calling, all of these things it boils down to decision. And yes, there's a lot out of your control. And I think that a lot of times, I think people think that I sound really naive when I say that, because it's like, well, I've got bills to pay and this, that, and the other thing. And I get it. I mean, I quit my job out of the blue to pursue tarot, and don't necessarily recommend that, because I didn't have a plan and it was really rough for a few months. But I will say that it was the best decision that I ever made, because I kept sitting on it, do I do it? Do I not? Do I do it? Do I not? I finally just said, screw it. I'm going to do it. And then everything worked out better than I even expected. But I think we avoid making difficult decisions, especially those decisions that we know we need to make. But the avoidance of that decision makes it even harder later on. Current energy for Aries. Devil with the 10 of Pentacles. There's an attachment to how your life currently is. even if it's unfulfilling. There's an attachment to how your life currently is. And I get that. You know, I'm somebody who, I really thrive in routine. And if my routine gets shaken up, it stresses me out because I don't like not having a routine. But I've also learned that changing things up is always good, because if things don't change, they will always stay the same. And that's what one of my sayings, right, is if nothing ever changes, then nothing ever changes. So if we avoid making the changes that we need to make to create the life that we desire, we're actually avoiding the life that we desire. And we don't realize that we're doing it because logically it might make the most sense, right? Oh, the kids are young, you know, maybe when they're at this age, or maybe when this has happened, or maybe when I find my person, or maybe when I finally have all of the money in the world. It's like, maybe, but maybe not, right? Like, you might not feel ready then. So I think that we get attached to how things are, but that attachment is actually blocking your 10 of Pentacles. Spirit saying you have more abundance available for you on the other side of this. And more freedom. This is a lot about freedom too. So I don't know. I feel like whoever this is for, you already know this. I am not telling anybody anything new. This isn't an epiphany. This is I know. Like, that's what I know. Well, then do it, right? I can kind of relate to this in a certain way. Specifically, I have a lifelong dream of wanting to write a book. And, well, I want to write a few books, but I have one that I've had my heart set on for a while. And when I tell you that every time I sit down to write, it sparks all the anxiety in the world in me, because I have so much self-doubt around it. And that anxiety has kept me from writing it at all for so long. And just recently I decided to start taking a class and facing it head on. And it's been really difficult. Not the writing itself, but all of the emotions that come with it. So trust me, like, when we start to choose the things that we desire, when we start to follow our soul's calling, when we start to, choose the path that, like, we know is the right for us, but we're afraid of all the other stuff out of our control, all of the fear, doubt, and insecurity is still going to be there. It's not, you don't wake up one day and go, oh, I'm 100% confident that this is going to be successful and that I'm not going to fail and that, everything's going to work out perfectly. You never get to that point. But one of the things, and I've talked about this in, I think Aries readings before. I don't remember necessarily if it was Aries or not, but, when people when they get to the end of their life, the thing that they regret the most is not what they did and failed at. It's what they didn't do. It's what they didn't try. It's what they didn't go after. And I think so much of the time we're afraid of failure. We're afraid of, what could go wrong. And it's like, but think of what could go right, right? If we lean into what could go right, you are allowing more possibility than allowing the fear of what could go wrong to control you. Because if you allow the fear of what could go wrong to keep you from making the decision or keep you from doing the things that you have your heart and soul set on, then you're essentially guaranteeing that those things aren't going to happen for you. What does Aries need to know moving forward? I have the Hierophant. It's like, learn as you go. And I think maybe that's the other thing too, is you're so worried that you don't have everything, like all the knowledge. It's like, I don't know where to start, and I don't know what it would look like, and I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do that. You learn as you go. You're not going to have all of the answers. You're not going to have it all figured out. And if you wait until you do have it all figured out, you are going to be waiting for forever, because you figure most of it out on the journey. So I feel like this future energy is a lot about learning. Not in a bad way, but I mean, you have the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. This is creating, and specifically like financial independence. Your financial abundance really relying on you. I feel like this could be taken a few different ways. It's like maybe starting a business and leaving a corporation, or maybe it's like leaving a marriage that isn't serving you, but you need to stay financially for whatever reason. And this is like, no, trusting that you can have financial independence and financial freedom outside of that. Like, it doesn't come at the cost of suffering. Whatever it is, it's like, yes, if you're willing to face the transformation, the fear and the doubt and the insecurity, and transmute it into the belief that you're worthy and deserving, then really, really cool things can happen. And ultimately, with the Justice here, getting what you deserve. Because I feel like it's like, I talk about a lot on this channel about not accepting less than what you deserve. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing that because we don't realize what we're truly deserving of. But you are truly deserving of so much more than, I think, what you have been settling for to this extent. And I think that you probably have your reasons, right? We always have our reasons. And I'm not saying your reasons are wrong, but I do definitely think that Spirit's trying to guide you into a direction of saying, but there's so much more out there for you. And also, whatever this is talking about, this feels very, again, purpose-driven, very aligned with like your soul's calling, which means like the world needs it, especially right now. The world needs as much love and healing and, good intentioned people out there doing the work. So I don't know what this is about. I don't know who this is for, but I'm gonna hope that it reaches the right people. But it's like, yes, this is your path. You're never gonna be 100%, sure of it. You kind of just got to start walking it, and I feel like everything's going to fall into place better than you think and expect. So with that being said, Aries, I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into this, looking at what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So looking at some tangible advice, and then I've got an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Thank you so much, Aries, again, and I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Aries.